Good morning. I just got ready. It's Sunday morning. It's the start of a new vlog. My husband and I are gonna go on a little date. Well, we gotta get groceries and stuff. But we're gonna stop at Barnes & Noble. And I'm super excited. So I think I want to pick up A Court of Mist and Fury. I think that's the second one in the ACOTAR series because I know I'm gonna like it, and so I might as well have the second one too, right? But I hope they have the right copy because I want them to match, because if they don't match I'm gonna be kind of annoyed. But I'm really excited. But that is the start of Sunday, so I'm gonna kind of vlog a little bit as we are at Barnes & Noble, as long as it's not crazy busy. Sometimes it gets really busy in there and I just want to get in and out and not spend too much time in there, so we shall see. Get me out of here. This is not good. Hi, it's still Sunday and I'm so tired. But we got home. I got 3 books. He got 0. It pretty much ended up just being a shopping spree day for me. So the books I chose were Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson, because I think I might start with this one instead of Warbreaker, because I just hear so many good things about this that I just want to hop right into it. And then this is what I'm really excited about. This is Uprooted by Naomi Novik, and I love fairy tale type stories, and I've heard such great things about Naomi Novik, and I was toying between this one and Spinning Silver, but I ended up going with this one, so I'm really excited. And then the last book I got, which is probably going to annoy everyone, it kind of annoys me, is A Court of Mist and Fury, the paperback version. They didn't have the hardback, but also I actually really like the paperbacks, but it's kind of annoying because my A Court of Thorns and Roses is the hardcover. So they're just off. They're not the same size or format, so it's fine. But I'm really excited. I'm so excited for all of these books. And I have another book coming in on Tuesday, and that is The Hiding Place, which is what I'm going to read once I finish reading The New Jim Crow, which I'm almost halfway done with. It's a little harder for me to read just because, it's nonfiction. And nonfiction's just not my thing. It has nothing to do with anything because it's so interesting and it makes you understand how messed up the criminal justice system is and politics and everything. And I do enjoy it for that. It's hard to get through sometimes. Get through this one. It's so interesting. But that's what I'm gonna do the rest of the day. It's snowing again. I'm over it. Good morning. It's Monday and the start of a new week. Technically, a new work week. This morning when I woke up, I wanted to read. I just wanted to get on the news app on my phone to try to wake up because I don't know. I just feel like I need to wake my brain up without looking at Instagram or TikTok right away. The article I found was about how reading rewires your brain, basically, which is interesting to me because I was a psych major. I have my bachelor's in psychology, but I'm getting my master's in library and information science. So I thought it was super interesting, and it was just about how when you're reading, your brain starts to kind of focus more. And when you're reading a specific passage, say in the article they said if you're reading about tennis, then the parts of your brain that would light up if you were actively playing tennis light up when you're reading that. So it's just so interesting, and it just it's so cool. And it's kind of relevant to me because in one of my classes, the class actually tonight is my literacy and learning class, and it's just, we've been talking so much about what constitutes as reading, how kids start to read, kind of literacy, learning how to read, the the letters, like the phonics, like everything. It's so fascinating. I kind of want to bring up like what constitutes as reading, because there's so much conversation about this where a lot of people don't believe like manga is reading, or comics, or graphic novels. And I'm like, dude, they're reading. It's a story. Like, you're getting the story, you're getting the information. And it's just an interesting conversation to have. I even think oftentimes certain video games can count as reading, because certain games, like in my experience, like Octopath Traveler, I would think that that is completely reading. It's story based. You have to read a whole bunch in order to even understand anything. So it's just, I don't know, it's so interesting. Like, those story-based games that you actually have to read, 100% it should constitute as reading, you know? Audiobooks, though, is a different question. I do still think audiobooks count as technically like reading a book, and you can count it as that. But I'm curious now with this article that I read, whether like audiobooks would be the same. Like, if you're listening to a part about tennis, is it still going to light up those parts of your brain that would have happened, like would light up if you were reading about it? I don't know. Also, if I have any teacher friends on here, like if anybody is a teacher, I have a lot of teacher librarian friends in my classes. There is this foundation called the Foreshadow Foundation, and basically what they do is just hold free like book fairs. Like, if you guys remember like the Scholastic book fairs, which were freaking awesome, but they basically do that. They hold book fairs for rural elementary schools, which is really awesome because I went to a rural elementary school, so this would have been great for us. But it's just something really cool. They have an Instagram page. They're just a nonprofit, and they like to hold free book fairs, which is really cool because like as a kid, book fairs were the best. They always happen on like parent-teacher conference nights, where like the teachers could go, or the parents could go talk to the teachers, and then like us kids were able to just like roam and like look at all the books. Like, I remember that was where I got my first copies of Harry Potter, because I started them later than like when they were being released. So like those were where I got my Harry Potter books. Like, I specifically remember the first Harry Potter book that I got, because the only ones that I actually were bought and not like hand-me-down, was Order of the Phoenix. So like I got Order of the Phoenix at one of these book fairs. So I'm just saying, if you are like, I'm in Iowa obviously, but if anyone else is in Iowa or anywhere else that has a lot of rural towns, like, this foundation would be really cool for any teachers. And it's one that I'll definitely bring up to my classes because I think it is awesome. Check that out if you're interested. Also, it's already early in the vlog, but like, comment down below, like start a conversation like with me or with anybody else that wants to comment. Like, I want to know what your guys' thoughts are on like reading and literacy and stuff like that. Like, do graphic novels, do like video games, do other things constitute as reading and like learning, or does it merely have to be books? Because I think if you're like actively reading, which is why I'm not counting audiobooks in this, if you're actively reading, should 100% count as reading. Who cares if there's pictures? Little elementary kids are reading like books all the time. Like, if this counts as reading to like kids, where it's like pictures with like a small amount of words, then why shouldn't like graphic novels that are like mostly pictures but have words and a story be the exact same, you know? So that's what I'm curious, and I'm curious what you guys' thoughts are. So I'm sorry that this is very long, but I just wanted to have this conversation. And what better way to put this in than in this vlog and like everything that I've talked about, because I have my literacy class tonight. But that's my Monday wisdom for you. Go out and conquer. I'm going to try to finish the new Jim Crow today, because I've only got like 2 big sections left. And so, it's so stinking good, but it just makes me so angry. Like, if you read a book like that and it doesn't make you angry, you need to dig deep somewhere, because it should make you mad. That's all I've got for you. If I finish it though, I will check in one more time and say that I finished it. But I just wanted to come on my little soapbox. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm popping on here like immediately after, but I hadn't checked any of what I'm supposed to read for today, because I'm that, what do you call that, procrastination type. Anyway, the first article that I'm reading today for class, we're starting to talk about school libraries and stuff. The title is called "They're So Stinkin' Popular. How Could You Say No?" And it's about graphic novel collection development in school libraries. So if that's not relevant, I don't know what is. I'm just saying, it's so fascinating. Oh my gosh, Angeline Bauer. I just spilled my tea. All right, I gotta go. But it's so freaking cool. Okay, well, I just finished the new Jim Crow, and I'm actually right now on a break in my class. I had 3 pages left. 3 pages left when my class started, so I obviously had to wait to finish it. So I finished it on my break. It's such a good book for people who just like me, who literally just know like nothing, but the way that it approaches it is really great. Like, it starts off giving like background and just like really getting into like how political it is. Like, it's far deeper than just like the police and like all of that jazz. Like, it is rooted into this country. So it's the way that she addressed it and just like kind of gave it to you was so great, because I mean, the fact that I don't know anything shows how privileged I am. Like, I know I'm privileged. Like, I know. I was getting like, oh my gosh, I was getting so mad. Like, the drug problems. It's not even a drug. I mean, it is a drug problem, but it's definitely a race problem, because white people are doing it at like the same rate, but even more than black people. And yet hardly any white people are in prison. And just like looking at the statistics from like 1980 to like 2000, it is ridiculous. Like, absolutely ridiculous. And it is a little bit dated. I mean, this came out in 2010. This was mostly focused in like the 90s and a little bit of the early 2000s. But I don't have the book up here, otherwise I'd grab it, but my class is about to start. I do recommend reading There Are No Children Here. That is a fantastic book. It is so good. It's also a little dated though, but I think it's pretty prevalent and still definitely seen in today's society. And it's basically just about these 2 brothers growing up in Chicago and just kind of seeing their lives, their day-to-day lives, and just kind of getting that feeling of being there and really experiencing what their life is like. It's a great book. I definitely recommend it. The author of this, Michele Alexander, she, if you watch the 13th documentary on Netflix, she is in it and she talks quite a bit. So that's who that is. She's a civil rights lawyer, I think. Okay, I gotta get back to class. Hello! It's freaking Tuesday and it's freaking beautiful out today. It's 42 degrees. I was outside in just my t-shirt because I had to go to work this morning, and I drove home with the window down. It was fantastic. Oh, it felt so good. And I was like, oh, I might get somewhere. And honestly, like, if our deck patio thingy wasn't like 4 feet of snow high and completely covered, I would pull some chair out there and sit out there and read my book, because the hiding place came in the mail today, so I will be starting that today. I'm very excited. It's pretty short. I've always really enjoyed stories from the Holocaust. I took a class in college called Holocaust literature or Holocaust in literature or something, but it was basically just this class where we read certain books, and it's actually where I read my first ever graphic novel that I've read. It was called Mouse. It's such a great story. It was so good. But I read I read 5 Holocaust books that semester, because that's how many we had. Oh my goodness, they were all so good. I'm trying to think of what some other ones were called, but I can't remember. I'll try to remember and let you guys know and recommend them if you guys are interested in Holocaust type books as well. Some are fiction, some were nonfiction. Diary of Anne Frank was obviously one. Mouse was a graphic novel. So it was honestly so good. But yeah, I'm super excited to start this. I'm gonna go take a shower because I'm covered in buttercream. But then I'm going to start reading this. Hello guys, it's Wednesday, whatever day of the week it is, I don't even know. I am so tired. I just got out of my class and honestly, I just want to nap, but I'm not going to. I'm going to make a cup of tea and kind of try to wake myself up a little bit. But yeah, I'm just like exhausted. So hello, hi. Books, hello. I'm a little over halfway. I'm gonna keep reading, maybe try to finish it today. I'm not sure if that'll happen. I'm gonna try. You guys, it's so good. I feel like I am going to cry like in the second half of the book. It's just, I'm sure it's gonna happen. It's so good, and it just like makes you want to meet her, Corrie ten Boom. You like, I'll kind of explain a little bit more once I finish it. But oh my gosh, it is just absolutely a wonderful story. But let's go make a cup of tea and then get cozy and keep reading. So I decided to also do a bagel. Not that I need it. And I also had like a big breakfast, and it's not breakfast, it's like 4 in the afternoon. But it sounded really good, and I wanted to have strawberries. And so it's a bagel, a gluten-free bagel with Nutella and then fresh strawberries and coconut flakes, and it's so good. So I'm gonna have that and just be cozy and enjoy it for a little bit. Okay, well, I knew this book would make me cry. Guys, I am on page 218, and there's only, I don't know, I think I only have like a chapter or 2 left. I actually wasn't sure if I was gonna cry or not. There were times where I kept tearing up, but I'd never actually had like tears fall, but nothing really even happened. It's just like right now the main character, not even the main character, like this is a true story, these are real people. Corrie and her sister are currently in Germany in a concentration camp, and whew, I don't even think I can say it. Holy buckets. The faith that they have in like Jesus Christ dying on the cross for them and like giving everything up for them like is astounding. Like I don't think I would be able to have that faith, especially in their situation. Like, I'm just mind blown at the fact that they are able to, like, thank God for the situation they're in and find things to be grateful for. Like, I just can't. Something kind of happened to Corrie's sister Betsy, and that is what made me, like, just start uncontrollably crying, because this book is so good. Like, this story, it's moving. Moving is the word I'm thinking of. So moving. Okay, I'm gonna try to finish it. My throat has a lump in it. I can't. Hello, happy Thursday. Last night, I obviously got very emotional. I did finish The Hiding Place, and it is truly one of the most moving stories I've ever heard in like testimonies, because I would definitely consider this like a testimony, someone's personal testimony. It was really crazy. Like, it was one of the most like Christ-led lives in like multiple people, and it was just like super good and so moving. It's definitely 5 stars for me. It's the story of Corrie ten Boom and her sister and her dad, but her whole family, very Christ-driven, very Christ-led, and it starts off like kind of getting you used to the family and telling you about them, and then it goes into them. They're in Holland, they live in Holland, and then it goes into the occupation starting to take over Holland, and like German Nazis being there, and the start of Jews needing to hide. They have this pretty big place. Like, her father owned a watch shop, so like they were able to hide Jews in their house, and it's like seeing built-in walls to try to like completely hide from soldiers that would have nowhere to look, and then eventually to them getting ratted out essentially, and then they are taken to to a federal prison, and then from there, her and her sister are taken to concentration camps. Thankfully, they were able to stay by their side, and oh my goodness, the stories of them in the concentration camp, like I never thought I would be crying over fleas, but I cried over fleas. How they were able to find the light and brightness in so dark and horrendous areas of their life, I honestly have no idea. There's no way that I could have done or had their strength that they had. But then even as I'm saying that, they would say it wasn't their strength, it was like the Lord's strength. I highly recommend checking this out if you enjoy these kind of stories, because it will move you, I promise. Anyway, it's Thursday and there's like 3 days left in February. It ends on Sunday, and I was gonna try to read Uprooted by Naomi Novik, but I don't think I'm gonna have time. I need to record a couple videos this weekend, and I need to work on some projects for class, so I just don't think I'm gonna have time to like actually finish a book, so I'm not going to. I am excited. On Monday, I will be starting A Court of Thorns and Roses, so if you are into that and want to see me reading it for the first time, make sure to check it out. But I'm gonna end this vlog here because there's really nothing else for me to say, and there's really nothing else for me to talk about because I won't be reading for the rest of the week. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!